Mukro when Sem is Sefu, Snap to Ban, any Wusu, Aguama, and what about using
Okay.
and I asked for when you say, as I mean, when you say, Fudia, Nebrulina, and my body, which went there, and then you see, and then there, get a few who were as I would there, and they said, you know, you meditating, there's a hassa, they were handing me, and we'll call a bridge. Who was it? Was it there? Meaning, maybe a busy. Therefore, the my shivering with him, to show with your man. Almost if you wrong, young Ian, Bako Town, now for no one, also Debbie. Say, who wrong, and when you got a name Hadia, and a new crew, and young crew. Your cruelty and your for war was in Kwatia. Agra, Frau Manfred, now many now for you. Yerepa, now money, I say, what Buba, Kakra, now the Achero, and no about Vidia. Yes, and say, and ne, Yerebo Kabu, no so Ghana, F4, Nemum, won't grow, and young Ruku, Mushi shower. Every year away, would and fear, or da, most one diaper, and for you. When you look at you, let me be Biara, you do have a cotton at your mind.
Esteemed daughter of the land, Dr. Vicky Altman, distinguished members of the Altman family, Nanano, Queen Mothers, Honorable Elders, linguists, and members of the Amanokrom Divisional Council, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the chiefs and people of Amanokrom and the Jase division of the Kwabin traditional area, it is with profound joy, ancestral pride, and spiritual reverence that I extend to you, Dr. Vicky Altman, and your family, a heartfelt apapa, the warmest of welcome to your ancestral home. Your journey, marked by nearly 2 decades of unrelenting genealogical inquiry, historical excavation, and sacred remembrance, is not only inspiring but deeply moving. It is rare and indeed sacred for the sons and daughters of Africa, separated by the harrowing currents of the transatlantic slave trade, to find their way back, not merely to a place, but to a people and a purpose. Through your words, we have heard the voice of history echo. Through your presence here today, we bear witness to the enduring resilience of African spirit and identity. You come not as guests, but as returnees, as family, as kindred spirits who have answered the ancestral call through the sacred door of return. You have traced your lineage to the noble Bono people, whose traditions and legacies remain woven into the cultural and spiritual fabric of Ghana and the wider Akan heritage. We are especially honored by your story of reunion and reconnection from the shores of Barbados, with the blessings of Her Excellency Dame Sandra Mason, to the sacred land of Amanokrom. That your umbilical cord, once cut in sorrow, now returns in celebration, fills us with pride and reverence. Dr. Othman, as Chief of Amanokrom and custodian of this sacred land, I assure you and your family that your honoring your homecoming is historic. Today, the circle of memory is made whole, and we affirm that your bloodline, courage, and commitment to education, culture, and community upliftment are values we hold dear. May this be the beginning of a fruitful and enduring relationship, not only between your family and our people, but between the diaspora and the continents, as we work together to preserve heritage, build knowledge, and inspire future generations. And so, in the name of our forefathers, with the blessings of the stool of Amanokrom and our ancestors, and with open hearts of our people, we welcome you with libation and drum for the ancestors to rejoice. We receive you with kente and stool rituals, for the land affirms your belonging. And we honor you with friendship and fellowship, for this is your home. May your return bring peace to your spirit, purpose to your mission, and joy to your family. Once again, Akwaba to Amanokrom, your home. Medasi, and Osim Kwatia II. Thank you so much.
Dr. Vicki Altman, and this, I married an Altman, but we're part of the Skeete family. This is my husband, Tony Altman, will be 41 years next month. And the Skeete family, beside me, behind me, to the left of me. Thank you so much. I'm trying to follow protocol, so I will stick to what I have. I'm excited. Your Royal Majesty, Nana Osim Kwatia II, esteemed Queen Mothers, respected elders and linguists, cherished members of the Amanokrom Divisional Council, and all gathered here today. With a heart overflowing with emotion, I rise in humble gratitude to receive the profound welcome extended to me and my family. Your words, Nana, rooted in wisdom, ancestral reverence, and love, have touched the very soul of our journey. For nearly 2 decades, we have followed whispers of our past through DNA, historical records, oral traditions, and prayer, longing not only to know our origin, but to feel it. And today, through your royal embrace, the beating of the Fantamfram drums, did I say that correctly? Okay. And the sacred rituals of kente and libation, we feel it deeply. We are home. You have not only welcomed us, you have restored us to be acknowledged as returnees and not simply as visitors is a sacred honor I will carry forever. Nana, your declaration that circle of memory is now whole fills me with reverence. We do not take lightly the blessing of being received as kin with open arms into the house of our ancestors. This homecoming is not only about remembrance, but also about responsibility. As a daughter of the land now returned, I vow to walk alongside you to preserve our shared heritage, elevate cultural understanding, and build bridges of educational and spiritual exchange between Africa and the diaspora. Your Majesty, your powerful words have planted a seed of enduring partnership. May it grow into a great tree. It started growing. Whose branches bear fruit for generations to come. From Amanokrom to Barbados, from Charleston to Cape Coast, from our past to our promise. On behalf of my family, I say, Madase, Madase. Thank you for the sacred restoration of belonging, identity, and purpose. We are home and we will not forget. Akwaba has never felt more true.
think the Ottoman family and everybody in the delegation, everybody has indeed, the spirit is alive. Through dance and movements, you have shown that we are one and the same people. There's a couple of minutes of observation. You have done what has taken people 20, 30 years to practice, and for that we are grateful. We are really grateful. Dr. Vicky Otmo, Apaba me mano, Holushu Yia, Nadu Yia Nese, and then you don't come on no other ready. A Yanano, no one other won't hear thee. And they say, if you see it, you will so very few. You're crying from your feet, yeah, helpful. And then, which make us no apple on you. Walk quiet, no one up. Tea, your person can say, no young cassia, you're show. A one day. And we are dog, I actually, a one day. Or a pack. No one name abacabo. Na yeng and Nisha do me. I want to wash a shed. Na yeng and I cabo near Jow, near my ama in Chilima. Send me, I want to die to review our Robertias. And ne a needy Dakasimo. What down in us is a when you're putting no mamma won't a papa so. I'll call on my beautiful queen mothers to do a little presentation from the people of Amanokrom to our friends from New York. Dr. Vicky, this is from Amanokrom, your home to you. We thank you for coming.
The earrings, the case.
Angela. Lisa. Ashley.
I just wanted my
Oliver.
I wanted to announce what's in there. There is a scroll for you, Chief, and then I have scrolls for the Queen Mothers as well. But I want to tell you about them and explain the history behind Nanaman. Respected chiefs and queen mothers, honored elders, esteemed leaders, and beloved people, with full hearts and ancestral strength, we stand before you today on behalf of our family to present 5 sacred offerings, each carrying a spirit of remembrance, honor, and homegoing. The first one is the book, The Gathering, Embracing Our Cultural Heritage and Legacy of the Bono People. This book tells our story from 400 years. It was all in my head, and I had to put it in a book so that way we had something to give to you, so you would know where we came from in our struggles. So with this book, that's one gift that we're going to give to you today. It's the handcrafted ancestral scroll. And with the scroll, because we went through the door of return on a Tuesday, our ancestor Harriet now has a new name. Her name is now Abina Surwa. We're returning after 400 years. So on the scroll you will see when we left Africa in the 1600s, we ended up in Barbados. In the 1800s, we ended up in South Carolina. From South Carolina, we finally returned to Barbados 2023. And in 2025, we entered the door of return. We're now home.
If baby abrasewa owon inaba bitu eyekuruka sadi eyadea eyi si bibi ene wadere bahama umonto nche ansa kuru nyina yengeja obisu biekwa na ifita na dinshira bakuruka na diarunyama bakuruka say adi ejusudia empechi de orisuma adenshira amekurudi.
Have a sweet grass basket from Charleston, South Carolina, woven by the Gullah Geechee Nation, who are also descendants. They did not lose their culture. And they're still making these baskets today. And we would like to present that to you. Last gift. It's a bottle of rum from Barbados, representing the path of our ancestors through the Middle Passage for the Queen Mothers. Can I present this? And Brother Kojo, Kwatia Reeves, couldn't be here, but we made sure we brought this, and we're giving this to primary school. May the students have many hours of great joy. Thank you.
It's not all people that will have such opportunity. But if by God's grace you slept and thought of us, the little one of us, we are saying that we are so grateful unto you. And we thank God for such a blessing. And this is our prayer that the good Lord, who blesses and gives good thoughts and ideas, will continue to bless you in all your endeavors. And we promise you that we will make very good use of the items. And when you hear of us, because of these ones, the little ones, the GHL, the primary, and the community has gone far and far. We are most grateful. Thank you.
The question is, how can we in the Americas experience things like this, even if not in a traditional form, in an explanation form? This is how we do what we do, and this is what it means for the culture.
Yeah, a long way. Long way in the sense that beginning next year, the year after, see my drummers here, they are yearning to come to the Americans, to South Carolina, to New York. If for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll make sure they are coming out there and they are showing you exactly. These drums, a plane, it takes a couple of hours and it will be there. I saw the young man over there, just by observing in 20 minutes, he started beating it, writing, which means it is in us.
Well, even older people, to respect the ancestors, because I feel like I can hear my ancestors, but a lot of people don't understand to respect the ancestors or how to communicate with them. I see that you did a lot of libation and everything, but in the United States, we don't understand that.
Yeah, I'm going to explain. The nomination is always in the Akan Kingdom made by the Queen Mother. You know why? I'll tell you. The Akans believe that every mother knows her children. You can have 10 children, you know everyone's temperament. This one is quick-tempered, This one is belligerent. This one is the pacifier. This one is the one that stokes some fires. This one that inflames. So you have 10. We believe the mother is the only one that can tell who stands in for everybody. So the nomination will leave it to the Queen Mother to say, out of my 10 children, out of my 500, I believe this one is the higher parent. The Queen Mother doesn't make it, it is not valid. So that is her first rule, and we believe every mother knows their children. And then mothers never finish their roles in terms of upbringing, socialization practices, and whatever. And so, once the Queen Mother nominates the king, she stays at the background. And at the background, the king might be sleeping on his golden bed, and the Queen Mother goes with his whip. He says, son, you are becoming unbecoming. And whip you behind closed doors and say, next time when you go out there, go do, I have taught you right. You know, blacks in America, you know, they are the disciplinarians. They are the ones that strengthen your fathers. We go in and out, and occasionally we shout, but it doesn't go far. The mothers are the real ones. They play the same role here. They are the ones. These are the roles of Queen Mothers.
The process for marriage.
The process for marriage. Just to say something, I've lived in America. Some of my friends have gone through a drive-through marriage in Las Vegas, and it has remained authentic, and it was certified. In the Akan system, marriage is a very sacred institution. The number one rule of marriage is that we are forming a new family union. And so we don't take it lightly at all. Let me go through the process. Every son in this system, when you are of age, you have to tell your father, number one, the father, I think I'm of age. I'm ready to get married. This is what your father will say. He say, who is the girl? Once your father knows the girl, he will call your mother and the extended family. When we say extended family, it's everybody that traces descent to a common great-grandmother. 400 years you have traced and traced. Everybody is an extended family member. It is not nuclear here. And what they are going to do is to do a background search. Who tells you it is only the police in America that does background check? We do it here. And so, based on where the girl comes from, externally and quietly, they will be doing a background check. For all you know, that family, the girl from there, when you marry her, she's quick to ask for divorce. And so it might take about 3 to 6 months as they research. And so whoever your father gives the mandate will come back and say, Altman family, no good. No good. And they will tell you why. But most cases, if it checks out based on the background search, then your father will send messengers to the girl's family. And the message is very simple. We have seen a beautiful flower in your family. We would like to come and pluck it. Pluck the flower and take it home. Once the message is gone, the girl's father and the extended family are also going to research us. That Kofi wants to come there. Who is Kofi's family? And who are they? And what did they do? If they are satisfied that Kofi also checks, then they will come back and tell your father that we are ready to begin the process. And so, if they give us the nod, we'll go back there again and ask them, what would it take for us to take your daughter? He says, I want 10 cows. I want 16 sheep. I want 2,000 chicken. I want this, I want this, I want this. And if you have heard what we call bride price, this is what happens. And so every lineage, every whatever it is, have their own weight. Thank God, the accounts, we are not expensive at all. Go to the northern Ghana. Once you have daughters, northern Ghana, then you start counting your wealth. You wait till they are 18 and it's going to come, it's going to come. You will tell them, I want a Mercedes-Benz S500 2025. The father. The mother also wants this, a 3-bedroom house. This are all negotiable. Before you come, I said, thank God, they are can't. Oh, we are so happy to give our daughters out. We don't make it harder for the men that will come. So they will give us a list that before you come and ask of my daughter, these are the items you should bring. And normally, it is not the responsibility of the boy, but his fathers and the extended family to provide him with the requirements that the girl's father are asking. And so a day is chosen. And on that day, when you go, we sit like the way we have sat today. The girl's family sit on the right hand and the man's family on the left. And sometimes 200 here and 200 here. And then we are going to start the whole process. It might take about 4 or 5 hours to conclude. But when it is sealed, then they will call the girl and say, the girl's family, the eldest, not even your father. At that day, the father doesn't play any role. He just sits. Because in the pecking order in the family, he doesn't count at all. There's one we call the Bushapen, the head of family, the male section. He owns the marriage, not your father. He owns it. He's elderly, he's all white, and he is conducting it on behalf of the family. And so finally, after gifts have been exchanged, they will call the girl and say, Abra, Kofi Kojo has come to take your hand. Do you agree that we should take all these gifts? And are you ready? We asked 3 times. When she said, Father, yes, then the girl's family take the gifts. There's one particular aspect about it which counts more than anything. We call it the head drink. 3 inside. You have to give some money. And the money, everyone present gets a token of the money. It is a testament to the fact that a union has been contracted today. And all the 200 there are bearing witness to that marriage. The implication is that if you go and there's a problem in the marriage, you cannot just take a singular decision and say, I'm out of here. It doesn't happen in our system. Call all the 200 again and tell them why you want to leave. And if it is agreeable to them, then they will go and annul. But for all you know, the 200 people, they will tell you, we can work this thing out. That is why divorce rate is very low. You just don't come and make a fool of us 6 months after and then say, I'm out of here. No, it doesn't happen. And the girl, it is not about you anymore. It is about the whole thing.
We are fighting and protesting to keep our health care. And I wanted to know what medicinal practices are here in the culture.
Fathers, our forefathers, our ancestors, God gave them a gift. And without being racist to say, the white man has come to undo it. But we are not completely finished. In Amanokrom here, this is where I was born, this is where I was raised. And I'll tell you, my grandmother that I lived with knew every plant and what it does. If I have a cold, she knows how to curb the cold. If I have constipation, she knows. If I have everything. And normally in our systems here, we have men and women that they enter the forest. I've asked them, you know what they tell me? He said, the plants talk to them. Spiritually. So this one will cure asthma, this one will cure this one will bring your hypertension down, this one will bring your sugar down. They know all these things. It is the big farmers, pharmaceuticals, that have come here and they're telling us, buy this or else this thing. There are people here in Amanokrom. You know, when I came back from America, I was so fixated on the medications from abroad. Let me tell you, 10 years ago, I hardly taken anything from the pharmaceuticals anymore, because I have people here that will come and with a small concoction, pour it over to me, drink it, the next morning I'm up and going. And so the system is running alongside in Ghana here. We call it native medicine. And then we have the white man's hospitals and their prescription. Most people are running it side by side. I've always advised that choose one, go the direction and see it. If it doesn't work, before you go here. I've never been a believer of going here and going here, because it's all about dosage, it's all about what it's supposed to do, and there might be a question of overdose, underdose, or whatever. But I can tell you that we have powerful plants here that cures everything the white man has ever told us. You know, why we believe every pill that they have made comes from a tree bark, comes from a root of a tree, something. It is the processing that has turned it into antibiotic. and put it in a nice thing. But believe me, we know plants that are antibiotics. We know plants that are what? And all those things. And so you don't need to take that antibiotics to cure an infection. We know it. But because the white man's medicine has so advanced in everything, especially the city dwellers, you cannot make him to take that concoction until the white man says. We call it concoction. And so, now the government of Ghana is encouraging plant medicine. Just about 2 miles or a mile from here, we have set up a hospital called Research into Plant Medicine. And they are using everything to cure any ailment. And people are trooping there. We haven't really made it nationwide, apart from villages who know themselves what to take and all those things. But we are trying to place traditional medicine alongside the mainstream medicine and to fight neck to neck. And I always tell people, you know your body, you know yourself. And sometimes when you taste this one, you will never go back to here, and then you've made a decision. And one thing that we can also do as we speak with our brothers and sisters from New York diaspora, we'll show you some of the trees, what it does, the concoction and all those things. And we'll make sure it will be coming. And once it comes, you stop going to Harris Methodist and